Hello, in this video I'll be doing the demo of Deterlab experiment number 1. In this experiment we'll be setting up and testing the node topology as shown. We use 4 nodes which are directly connected by a LAN link. The steps I followed to set up the project is to begin a new project on Deterlab and to give the project name as W542 and experiment name as Deterlab experiment laboratory experiment number 1, and a basic NS file was provided to us, so we give the local path and upload it. I check in the swap in immediately box so that the experiment is automatically swapped in on success. Let's go ahead and see how this works. Here we go into experimentation, begin an experiment, select project as W542, name can be anything. Here I give mul lab 1, description can be lab 1 experiment. The NS file is given to us, we upload the local path here, and idle is changed to 1, or idle swap, and swap in automatically is set. After doing these steps we submit so that the project is created. I've already done this, so I'll go ahead and show how it is when it is already swapped in. So this is the experiment that I created. So we can see that the node topology is already set up. I'll go through the commands on the NS file. The basic commands that were provided to us were to set up 4 nodes and then set up the direct link between node A and node B, give a bandwidth and delay and the link loss appropriately, then set up a LAN link between all the remaining nodes. The next step is to we install a particular OS on the nodes to install other programs and test the nodes. So here I've selected node A to run on FreeBSD and node C to run on Ubuntu 16.04. These are the basic set of commands that were provided to us, and this is the node setup that you see. So once the topology is set up, this is under details tab, we get the following information. The qualified name for each node is shown as below. We can also do an SSH using the qualified name in order to access the nodes, experimental nodes. I'll go ahead and show how I've done that. So this is the details tab and this is the qualified name. We have to make sure that the name we provide here does not clash with the physical names. So in order to SSH I've already logged in to the user, so now I'll have to SSH to node A in order to access node A. So now here you can see that it shows at node A, so I'm in node A. This is how we can access the files that are uploaded on experimental nodes. Once we've done that, the next step is to install the RPM and the tar file. The basic difference between these two are the tar files already have a source code that gets installed, but RPM does not carry any source code. It directly has a binary file that is installed, so programs can be run ready. So we do an SSH to the following path, that is the proj W542 RPMs and tar files, to get to know the existing RPMs and tar file. And so the commands used to install the RPMs and tar file automatically are tb set node RPM. This installs the particular RPM in the following given in the path on node A. It is similarly, the same way is for to set the tar file, that is tb set node tar files, and node C. It gives the existing working path, and this is the path where it has to unpack to. So let's go ahead and see how this works. So I modify the ns file to include these two commands and submit it, and the experiment gets swapped in automatically, and we can see the result under the details tab. Here node A has and the given RPM installed, and node C has the given tar file installed. So this is how we verify the given application that is installed. This is how we modify the ns file, and this is the result of the RPM and tar file that is installed. The next step in this experiment is to run an application automatically on the node as it boots up. So here the command used to do this is tb set node start command. I'm doing it on node A, and I've given a very simple bash script file, which is runcheck.sh. This basically echoes the particular message, and in order to check the output, I've redirected the output to a text file called output.txt. I modify the experiment and it directly swaps in. In order to check this, as soon as it swaps in, we SSH to the particular node, which is node A here in my example. We SSH to the particular node, and as soon as it boots up, it would have run the application, and it would have stored the file in the given path. The path that I have specified here is project w54to output.txt. So let's go ahead and navigate to that file. So if I see the content of output.txt, this is what I had echoed, that is hello world running program automatically from node A after node A boots up. So the application that it ran on node A as soon as it booted up, and it printed the following message. So this is how we do, and this is the output of the program that is highlighted. So this is the end of experiment number 1. In this experiment, we learned how to set up the nodes, how to install RPM and tar files on the experimental nodes, how to SSH and access the files on each node, and also how to run an application directly, automatically after the node boots up. This is the end of laboratory experiment number 1. Thank you.